Yo, this is my road. We're heading to Texas from Idaho, and this is what happened with us actually with our trailer while we were driving to Texas. That was horrible, to be honest. But before we move to this episode, let's start from the beginning. I'll tell you about all the tips and hacks I learned during our trip. The mission was Idaho to Austin, Texas. Roughly 1,500 miles in a Tesla Model Y with a factory tow package and a U-Haul 4x8 enclosure trailer. I just need to unhook this thing several times, I guess. Or maybe more. Who knows? You know what? I almost bought a carry-on trailer because I was scared about the dragging issue. I'm glad I went with the U-Haul trailer. So, ready for a trip. When your trailer is empty, you will hear these awful noises. Just don't worry about that. So why I went exactly with the 4x8? Because this one also smaller and lower. Because towing range isn't only about weight. At highway speed, aerodynamic drag becomes the main problem. So I was thinking about two risks the entire time. Can I make the next charger? And will everything still be inside the trailer when I wake up? This is a new charging station with the extended place for your Tesla, so you won't have any problems with that. But with the old ones, you have to unhook your trailer, and it is annoying since it's pretty heavy. We've got a lot of personal belongings. Without a trailer, my Model Y normally uses around 240 to 260 watt-hours per mile. Under decent conditions, that gives me roughly 280 miles of road trip range. The moment I connected the trailer, the car recognized it. The trailer icon appeared, some driver assistance functions were restricted, and the energy numbers changed immediately. At first, consumption jumped above 400 watt-hours per mile. That was the moment I thought this could get ugly, but after the first part of the drive, I settled near 362 watt-hours per mile. The projected range dropped from roughly 280 miles to around 200 miles. That's close to a 30% range reduction. Significant but not catastrophic. More importantly, Tesla was clearly no longer calculating the trip as though the car were empty. So my conclusion is Tesla's trip planner is surprisingly accurate. After the first few dozen miles, the arrival battery estimates become very stable. If you maintain a consistent speed, the predicted state of charge at the next supercharger barely changes. It doesn't take days to adopt. The system learns during the trip, and I was really surprised. And boy, keep in mind that speed is everything. The difference between driving at 60 miles per hour and 70 miles is huge. If you're worried about reaching the next charger, slow down, energy consumption drops immediately, and your estimated range increases. Aerodynamic drag is by far the biggest energy consumer when towing. And by the way, you know what I've noticed? Drafting behind a semi actually works. Many Tesla owners have measured a 15 to 20% reduction in energy consumption by driving at a safe following distance behind a semi-truck. It's not something I'd recommend relying on, but if you're cutting it close to the next charger, it can make a significant difference. This thing is pretty heavy. Look, I made here some kind of protection against the chains, not to scratch the bottom plastic. It works pretty good, so yeah. By the way, what about my tire pressure? I inflated the tires to 44 psi before departure. Once warm up, they increased to around 46 psi, which is completely normal and still within a safe operating range. And you know what? trailer loading matters. The basic rules are simple. Put the heaviest items toward the front. Keep the weight centered from left to right. A small imbalance isn't a big deal, but avoid loading all the heavy items on the side, because otherwise you may catch a wobbling.
We got a situation. U-Haul trailer on the right side has super thin tire and it's just blown up somewhere in Colorado. I heard loud noise from the right side and I decided to stop and check and saw this. Oh my gosh.
So we were in the middle of Colorado waiting for U-Haul support guy who was going to fix it. Yeah, it was quite dangerous, but nothing bad happened. Thank God. Sometimes it happens. Finally, the help was here and we got our trailer fixed. And here's a very, very important thing. Hear me out. If you have an accident with a U-Haul trailer, so make sure that you gather all the important details. Address, photos, videos, everything. I recommend you to send them an email, create your case, and ask compensation, because you may lose your money, you may waste your time. So make sure you've got all these pieces for the whole puzzle for your case after that. Towing a 4x8 U-Haul with a Model Y went better than I expected. Keep it near 60 miles per hour, load weight forward and centered, trust the predicted arrival percentage, and man, slow down. Nothing stretches range better. Thanks for watching, guys. See you in the next video. Cheers. And hey partner, hold your horses for a couple of minutes. Here's my top picks for Tesla Model Y, which I'm currently using and recommend. Central console armrest cover and organizer, and Napa leather steering wheel cover. I'll put the links down below this video. Please support this channel, use these affiliate links, and thanks a lot. I appreciate it. See you in the next one.